In this lecture, we're going to look at the classification of chemical synapses as well as the process of summation. There are two types of chemical synapses, excitatory and inhibitory. Excitatory synapses depolarize the postsynaptic membrane. They produce EPSPs. EPSPs are excitatory graded potentials. Acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter associated with the excitatory synapses. The inhibitory synapses cause hyperpolarization of the postsynaptic membrane. IPSPs are produced, and IPSPs are inhibitory graded potentials. EPSPs and IPSPs can be added together. This is called summation. And there are two types of summation: temporal, meaning summation over time, and spatial, meaning summation over space. Temporal summation is when a presynaptic neuron fires graded potentials in rapid succession on a postsynaptic neuron. If you look at the diagram, you can see that the presynaptic neuron is generating graded potentials very rapidly and passing them on to the postsynaptic neuron. This is called temporal summation because it occurs over time. This is how temporal summation looks on a graph. You can see the EPSPs firing one after another. And remember, EPSPs are excitatory stimuli. When they reach threshold, which is minus 55, an action potential is generated. Spatial summation is when more than one presynaptic neuron fires on a postsynaptic neuron at the same time. You can see that illustrated in the diagram below. There are two presynaptic neurons firing on one postsynaptic neuron. Here's how spatial summation would appear on a graph. You can see that all three excitatory or EPSPs are firing at the same time and not over time, but at the same time in the same place on the same postsynaptic neuron. This is how an IPSP would look on a graph. Remember, the I means inhibitory. It means that it's going to take the membrane potential down below 70 millivolts. So in order to generate an action potential, you'll need an even stronger stimulus to get it up to minus 55. We're going to look just for a moment at the classification of neurotransmitters. ACH, or acetylcholine, is the first neurotransmitter identified. It's located at the neuromuscular junctions, and it's degraded by acetylcholinesterase. Anytime you see the ending ASE, it tells you that it's an enzyme. There are biogenic amines that include the catecholamines like epinephrine and norepinephrine, and indoleamines. All come from amino acids and play a role in emotional behavior. Amino acid neurotransmitters are found only in the central nervous system. Peptide neurotransmitters serve many functions. They are mediators of pain, and they are natural opiates.